Okay, looks like everything's working. I usually don't stream on Saturday, but uh, I guess bored more than anything. Maybe I'll get a few new subscribers. Um, so that's the part I'm working on today. Morticia's part of the cottage. Bag 5. There we go. Um, Change the chat setting here. There we go. Just ended up not having my little one this weekend for miscommunication. So I was just sitting around here bored. Well, I might as well stream. Maybe a couple people come on. Yeah, I'll get someone to talk to. Change what I'm listening to here. Maybe some music. Um, I hate when things get change the way things look so often. I barely can use technology as it is, and you keep changing the interface, and it annoys me. But I'm not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, so it's not a surprise. I, you know, Little changes like that get to me. Good or bad, a quiet weekend. Did play some D&D. But that's really all I did all weekend. Trying not to look at the news as much as I can, just checking now and then. Because, it's not like much is changing in the stuff I'm watching. And if something actually does happen, it'll just be blasted all over all the social medias. Don't really need that this second while I organize all my bits and bobs here. All these little bitty pieces. Get all Morticia's parts in one area. I'm sure she would appreciate that if she had all of her parts in one spot. And it makes a life a lot easier if you have all of your parts in one area. You're not missing any. 2,000. Let's see, one by ones. Get them all in one spot. Get things a little organized here. So I'll put like parts together here, and that's what I'm trying to do. Ah, little parts don't just jump around. I need you all to stay together. It's a lot easier if you stay together. But don't just jump every time I try to pick you up. It really makes the building stuff a lot harder when all of you parts decide to just jump around as I'm trying to pick you up. It's kind of annoying. And I really think Legos somehow design to jump around as you're trying to pick them up. And they somehow design them to get lost. Like they put a little personality in them somehow while they're getting made. It's kind of funny, I think. And really everyone that builds Legos says the same thing, which I just find hilarious. Okay, looks like these parts should go over here. Look like they're going to be a tree. It probably won't be as good as my favorite tree. Where is my favorite tree? Oh, the bat just jumped off the roof. You can kind of see it. There's a little tree monster right here on this castle. I don't know why I like that tree so much. I find it hilarious. But it's my friend the tree monster. And the tree monster is funny. It's a friendly tree monster. The friendly tree monster. All right, just about have things all organized here. Almost. I'm getting there. Get some of these little parts a little more together so I'm not um, looking around for them constantly while I'm building. Just makes things a little easier. Just don't like having all the parts everywhere as I'm building this stuff. Just annoys me. So more parts of the tree. More parts of the tree. More parts of the tree. I sound like a record. Okay, there it is. So adding this these LED lights that are right in front of me have made it harder for the Legos to disappear on the floor. And I really added them just so that the video quality would look a little bit better. But that was definitely a side benefit that they can't hide on the floor as easily. I'm sure the Legos are not happy with that fact, since it seems to be their game to jump on the floor and hide. Part of the build is finding Legos that somehow fly across half the house, even though all you did was drop them right in front of you. My little one was getting annoyed with that when she was building this Day of the Dead little thing that every time she dropped it, we had to keep looking for it. And like, baby girl, that's just what Legos do. That's their personality. That they they want to hide from you as you're building. All right. I need the stickers. There they are. Number 9 and 11. Is that on this one? Yes. Okay. So first I have this piece and a small white piece. And that gets sticker number 9, which looks like it's supposed to be hieroglyphs. Me and little things just don't get along because the world is basically a china shop to me, and I am a bull. So little things like this just drive me crazy. Yeah, the little trick didn't work well with something this small. Okay, think that's going to be the best I can get. That's just such a tiny thing. I can barely see it. I mean, not really, but my eyesight's not that bad. I did say last time I did a stream I was going to um, put my contacts in, but I was um, I was out on my front stoop just drawing and getting some fresh air and light to help my depression. It did help, but I dropped my phone over the railing, and because I'm in the South, there's um, poison ivy everywhere. So I yeah, I went down to the front of my stoop and did my best not to touch the poison ivy when I grabbed my phone, but and then I washed my hands afterwards really good and put hand sanitizer, washed my phone the best I could, and put sanitizer on it, put anti-itch cream all over my hands. But still, after all that, I don't want to mess with the contacts. Because with my luck, um, I would somehow get poison ivy in my eyes. So here's Morticia. Really, yeah, I'm really not sure how she's supposed to hold on to this. I guess like this. Yeah, that looks kind of weird to me because the front of the book is away from her. If she's holding it by the back, which is what they show in the picture, I don't know how I managed to do that. I guess you could do it like this. That would make a little more sense because then at least the front of the book is towards her. So if she opens it, it looks like she's reading it. I don't know what that was. All right, well, I'll put her over in things of Hartman for right now. while I start working on her cottage. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay on. I might just finish this one bag, but I was just sitting around, and well, I started feeling really weird for a minute. Huh, this is a lot like this seems like the same directions for this part. I guess it makes sense because it's the same size and they're all gonna work together. But it's just kind of funny. Um, then I decided, well, I've already I didn't feel like drawing anymore. I didn't feel like playing any of my little games or reading. And then it's like I need to do something different than whatever I'm doing. It's like, well, I guess there's no reason I can't stream. I mean, though I usually only do it Monday through Thursday, but I'm literally doing nothing right now, so I might as well. And then I started to get everything together, and it's like, I don't know, I'm feeling really, really weird. I don't know what it is. So, drink some water, and it's like, it's not doing anything. I feel like I could just fall asleep any second. It doesn't make any sense. I've done F all day. I did go to the gym. I was at the gym for about an hour, got a fair sweat going. But the freaking Peloton bike wasn't working, and so I just gave up on that and got on the treadmill for a while, and stretching and sit-ups, push-ups. But yammering story back to where I was going. Um, just got something to eat, and I was like, oh wow, suddenly I feel all right. I guess I was hungry. Guess my sugar was low. It's kind of weird when that happens. Is that I'm not hungry, but I guess my body really needed some food. I'm feeling a lot better after eating something. But it's just like, really? It's not like my stomach was growling. Guess I just needed some kind of protein. If only my body would make any sense when instead of going, oh well, you're tired, not give me all the tired signals, even though I don't think I'm tired. And it goes, oh well, it could just say, hey, how about food? Your sugar is low. Eat some food. Okay, I'm doing this backwards. There we go. I saw some meme somewhere that was like this character, this person going, how do you know when to eat? Don't you eat when you're hungry? And then the person starts shaking, and it's like, oh, that's when I know I need to eat. so many times for me. It's oh, I think my sugar is low. I don't have diabetes or anything. It's just oh yeah, I guess I did exercise and do stuff, and maybe I need food. Okay, where does this go? It's one. There's the one that's above, then there's one to the side. So I guess it goes there. Ah, this. I guess there's not many people board um, killing time on YouTube on Sunday, as I kind of thought there might be. It's usually about 20 minutes in, at least one person, one or two people, or one person for me is on this. Because it seems like YouTube is actually showing my channel somewhat. No, I have 81 subscribers, which is a surprise. You think that's not a Hmm. You'd think that's not a horrible number, all in all, for someone that's not really promoting their channel. Da, 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 da. Morticia has a. I guess this is supposed to be a fireplace. It's one thing I do find neat in the Wednesday Addams. Am I? Oh, looks like I did this wrong. Is at one point Morticia says to Wednesday that Morticia's outlook on life is more happy. So and showing that even though Morticia is the whole goth persona, I mean she really is like the kind of what almost started the whole um female goth look, at least back in the 90s and 2000s. A lot of female goths were in that classic goth look. How many times can I say goth in one sentence? And they it was more about maybe not your out on their outlooks on life, but the intelligent and beauty of the look. At least that's how I saw it with the people I knew back then. It's like, how can we kind of show a elegant beauty, and even though it's not an effortless beauty, it's still a elegant, simplistic goth beauty. I don't know if what I'm yammering about makes any sense, because pretty much all I'm doing is yammering to myself here. And the goths I see walking around, it seems to have been somewhat going towards that again, but with a um, steampunkish look. Yeah, I graduated from high school in '98, and goth was pretty big back then. I never really fit in any one clique. Where is this? Okay, there they are. These little speaker looking things. Oh, but I miss dating goths. I miss it. I kind of miss dating in general, but I've pretty much given up on that idea. Especially when, well, I technically don't have a job. The whole online dating thing is just seems like a waste of effort for me. Nope, this is not the right piece. This is a very interesting. I like how they're doing these modular things to fit together with Morticia's and Wednesday's part of this cottage. It's kind of interesting. Like, I want to eventually get more of the Harry Potter castle. Not because I'm particularly big Harry Potter fan, but I like the way that it's built. And I have one section of it I got for free when I bought the ship that's behind the box there. And hi. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you for joining. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, always love some compliments. I normally don't stream on the weekend. I just sitting around, got bored, and figure I might as well get on. I'm working on this here. Need to put this to where I'm not hiding it while I'm building. This is the first section, and down here is their car. My little showcase right here is starting to get crowded. I didn't have much in the way of needing to run errands today, so I didn't do all the running around you've done. Pretty much all I've done today is go to the gym. Get a little sweat going, and uh, act like I'm a physically fit soldier. But having such a quiet day, I decided I might as well get on here because I felt like doing some building. It looks like, oh yeah, this is a cool looking fireplace in Morticia's room here. Of course, Morticia would have like a kick-ass fireplace. There's no question whatsoever. If she would have the most um, effortless, effortlessly pretty room in her private cottage. I had to describe or explain to my little one that people that would be as rich as the Adams would have a second home that is just their vacation area, their vacation home. So that's why it's Morticia's cottage and not the Adams family house. She found that a little hard to understand. Ugh. Okay, where is this other little foot-looking piece? I'm missing. I mean, I'm not missing it. It has to be here somewhere. There it is. Hey, man. Yeah, thank you very much. I hope you have something good. Um, I live alone, except for when my little one's here, and she's not here this weekend. So what I eat for dinner has gotten kind of blah lately. I need to put some energy back into cooking and making good food. I actually used to be a chef. Fairly good. I was never great. I'm a fairly good cook. But, kind of the longer you live alone, you start not really putting as much energy into cooking as you should. That's something I need to get back into. I actually worked at Waffle House for a minute as a cook. That was hard work, hard work being a short order chef. Not my thing. I just could not cook that fast. I think it's amazing watching the Waffle House cooks, how quickly they can um, get all that stuff, making 5 orders at a time. It was just beyond me. That is a skill, a serious skill. I don't know if you're in America. I guess if you're eating dinner, you probably are somewhere on the East Coast. No, you're not here anymore. Oh well. Hey, why does my phone keep making noise? Yeah, watching those Waffle House cooks is just amazing. I just could not do it. That was a stressful job that I had for a minute. I said, tonight. Sure, no one wants to hear me singing. So bright tonight. Down night. Oh, okay, this is a chair. Yeah, that makes sense. City by the lake. Good old Smashing Pumpkins. Homer Simpson smiling politely. We are to skate. Believe in tonight. Tonight. It's a cool looking chair, I gotta say. This is a really cool looking chair. Okay, that's just a flat black piece. There we go. I think it is just, it is really cool with the whole Wednesday not wanting to go to her mom. Very good. It's like, yeah, that's what a teenager would do because they're so alike, and Wednesday doesn't want to admit how much alike they are because they have the different views on the world. So even though they both wear black, and Morticia's view is much more happy. Didn't figure out where the little clip thing was in there for a second. Oh, it's on both sides. All right, that's good to know. I swear I'm not blind. The dreams of wrath, your prayer. My ring thing keeps, there's no one out there, but my ring thing keeps saying there's movement, even though I have it on the lowest setting. So I put a light to where it's activated by motion, and it shines towards my door so I can see, like to get my keys out. And I mean, it's been there for a minute, but now it's just like going crazy with movement, but there's no movement out there. So I don't know what's. Oh, hey, Bricks. Welcome. I'm glad you saw them actually on Saturday. I didn't have my little one this weekend. I thought I did, but I was sitting around, figure I might as well come online and build the next section. Just kind of sitting around killing time, figuring why not build something. It's a lot better to, get online, do something, and talk to people, and sit around and do absolutely nothing. And don't need. There we go. Yeah, this is Morticia's part of her cottage. It's a neat little. Um, it's a neat. I really like the look of it. Yeah, that's the thing. Why not? Yeah, I usually have my little one, but I didn't this weekend. So it's like, I was, literally trying to figure out ways to kill time. I was going to go do. There's a boffer weapon, um, where we go out and just practice with the boffer swords, but the group didn't want to because of we had a lot of rain, and then we have a game this coming weekend, and we're all old, so you don't want to get hurt. So I went to the gym and got back, and I'm like, man, I'm just bored now. Of course, Morticia is going to have flowers. Morticia always has flowers. And I like the way the flowers look there. Right there, that you can see a little better. And I did some drawing. I'm working on a drawing of Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm stuck on one of her hands. I just can't get the hand right. So when I get frustrated with the drawing, I just have to set it down and do something else. Now I've been stuck on this hand for what's 1, 2, 3 for a couple days, and it's really starting to annoy me. Well, what's funny about me drawing is that um, years ago, little one and I we were out at this. It's they have llamas and goats and some random farm animals, and they take you through, and you can feed them. And we're waiting, and there's this picnic table. A bunch of people have drawn on it. There's chalk, and there's a drawing of Pikachu. So little one goes, "Daddy, I want you to draw Pikachu." I'm like, "Baby girl, I can't draw worth anything." And as soon as I said that, yeah, like a petting zoo. It's pretty much a petting zoo. I was like, "Man, I can't tell my little girl that I can't do something. She can't have that as a example." So 1, 2, 3, it's four. Yeah, 1, 2. So I pick up the little chalk and I draw the Pikachu like it's sitting there, and it came out all right. And she looks at me and goes, "Good job, Daddy." I'm like, "Crap." It's like, "Daddy, I want you to draw more Pokemon for me." Like I knew she was going to say that. So I mean, you can't provide that example to kids. So I I do a couple YouTube videos, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of picking this up, and I join a group on Discord. People draw and do little meetings on Discord. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting this. I guess I got hit in the head the right way, and suddenly drawing works, because I've literally tried dozens of times to draw in my life, and it's never worked. And yeah, I mean, I'm nowhere near great. That's the truth, but it's entertaining. Eh, So one day, I was I was doing some army time, so I was in uniform, and I'd gone to pick up little one. So I'd saved the money up for an iPad, because that's really the best thing, one of the best things to use for drawing. And I'm in uniform. We stop at the Apple store on the way to my house. Um, hmm, and I did these wrong. Here I am with this little girl in a pink dress. I'm in my uniform, and this guy. like about my size at the Apple store. It's like, okay, so how can I help you? It's like, well, I'm looking at an iPad. Okay, what are you using it for? I'm going to draw Pokemon. And like you could see his brain just stop for a second as the gears start going again. This big old guy in an army uniform, sergeant stripes, and this little girl in a pink dress, this huge smile on her face. I'm going to draw Pokemon. I love the look on my little girl's face was just to die for. She's so happy that her daddy is going to draw Pokemon for her. This is looking pretty cool. You can see the fireplace in there. I love it. Yeah, I don't mind showing you the what I was working on earlier. Ah, there it goes. Yeah, so you see the original in the corner, and that's what I've done so far. I just can't get her right hand correct. It's driving me crazy. Oh my God, I love it. So the instruction here shows that you can, this little hook here is to pull this out. I love it. Well, thanks. Well, like I said, really, I started drawing because little one wanted me to, but it's it's good for keeping your mind going and learning something new. And that's really one of the main reasons I've kept it up. And one of the things with depression is you have to have some projects to keep your mind going. Otherwise, you just fall into those um, uh, as they say, intrusive thought spirals. X6. Yeah, I got time. That was loud. Yeah, and this drawing group that I'm part of on Discord, they're really nice people that are very um what's the correct word? Very open and are good at um giving good advice. Yeah, you got to keep your mind busy. That's something that the VA has in the last decade or so really started to embrace is helping find programs for veterans that need that community support and stuff to keep us busy. I mean, especially when you get to retirement time. And I'm not there yet for good or bad, but right now I just got to keep myself busy. It's like whenever I can, I play D&D with some friends that we used to be roommates. They're married. They were dating when I moved in with them back in Lord, um, 99 or two. It was 99 or 2000. I moved in with them and lived with them for a long time in like three different apartments. Just crazy to think when you've known people for, was this 20 something years I've known them. Oh, well, I'm still in process with this one job. I'm guessing because of the shutdown, their recruiting department is moving really slow. And with there's one I did an interview with. That's probably the one you're thinking of is with the county as a code compliance. They said I did a good interview, so I'm still waiting to hear from them. It's probably, the government, even county government moves slow. So they got to do like background checks and stuff like that. The slow gears of government. But yeah, that was probably the code compliance one. I remember talking about that now. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a good job if that comes through. And I know the guys I interviewed with, I think one was Air Force and the other one was Marine. And I didn't even say anything bad about them. I kept my mouth shut. So I not to make any military jokes. I didn't offer the Marine any crayons because it wasn't lunchtime yet, so I wasn't going to offer him any crayons to eat. There's actually edible crayons, and I really want, when I was working at the hospital, one of the nurses was a Marine, and I really wanted to get some of the edible crayons and give them to him. Is it we'd give each other shit here and there. Man, he was a good nurse. That guy, he was working on a doctorate, I believe. He wasn't going to become a doctor. He was going to stay a nurse, but he was working on a doctorate in like nurse something, he told me, nursing services or something. He had been a fireman. I forgot what he did in the Marines, but um, he was a really cool guy. And I mean, he didn't give me um, some nurses and medical staff just don't get along with the treat security like they're shit. But none of the nurses there did that to me. I saw them do that to other security guards. And he was especially good about um, being cool with security. All right. That's just about everything organized. Because I think that one reason the nurses liked me is I wasn't grossed out by anything. And I didn't mind um, dealing and like when a patient was bleeding or something, I just grab them and hand them to the nurse. I'd help get patients out of the cars as long as there was medical staff there with me and they told me to do it. I literally told the doctor once. Now he wasn't a doctor; he's a PA. I said, "Sir, I can't tell you this, but I can't do anything unless you tell me to pick that person up and get them out of the car. And I'm a combat lifesaver on the Army side, so I know what to do." And he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, get that person out." So I just pick them up, put them in the wheelchair. Because if security does anything medical, the hospital could get sued. It was a that was a I liked the job. I just hated the management. And well, the management hated me, which is why I lost the job. Not because I really did anything wrong. But that's civilian life for you. I don't understand this instruction. Okay. Did I miss something? Oh no, just that whole 2D to 3D. It looks weird. Looks different. Wonder if this must be like the roof. That's all that makes sense. But the roof is different than Wednesday's roof. Wednesday, why aren't you sitting here with Thing? You're supposed to be hanging out with Thing. A buildable Santa. Oh wow, 5 weeks. I really, I mean, I'd like to do some Christmas sets. I want there was one I saw that was a train. Yeah, I really need to wear my contacts for this. Um, that has a couple movable parts. I want to get that. And there was one Santa thing, I forget what it was, that little one really seemed to like. I gotta find the magazine again. 5 weeks on back order, that's impressive. I'd really be wondering if it ever came in at that point, but that makes sense for Christmas stuff. But yeah, I want to get at least one Christmas set to do on here. Yeah, knock on wood that I'm back to work in a couple weeks and I can do that. What was on that train? There was I think it was like a polar bear that was popping out of the train car. I'd like to get that because like the oh yeah, if you procrastinate, unfortunately, yeah, you're gonna end up waiting for it. Um Like as soon as I can, I'm gonna finally get my little trap door right there. Trap door, not trap door. Drawbridge, like a drawbridge type thing, so that we can keep the train going around except for this area where I build. So I want to get that little train to add to it. Yeah, it's really neat, and little one just loved it at the looking at it at the store. Yeah, I don't remember what the other one was. She every time that Lego magazine comes in the mail, she circles everything she wants because I'm not going to remember most stuff. Is it this piece? Yeah, it has to be this piece. This is the only blue one. Ah, come on. And a corner. There we go. I mean, I just can't wait to be able to finish our little um, area right there, and then we can really like get each area kind of set, and then be able to just put that bridge up and down so that the train tracks stay in place. It's an interesting. So this roof right here, there is really couldn't see it, but there's a little part that's up that has a brick placement on it. Looks interesting. Right, she loves, and I love the train. And when I was looking at this house, that was like the first thing I thought when I saw this finished basement was I was like, "Oh, I can finally do a Lego city." I'm such a geek. Don't okay, I don't understand how this goes. Like this, I think. It did take me a little while to actually um build this table set. I tried a couple different things before I found this type of table that works really well with like gluing and changing the height. Hey, there's a blue window up here where the rest of when no, the rest of the windows are blue. I'm just mistaken. There's also wish I could have like a D&D table down here and convince my friends to come over here to play. But we've been gaming at their house forever and ever and ever, so it won't change. And really, they're better cooks than me. So, oh, that's right. I'd forgotten that at one point they used the voltage system. I had forgotten that. That was a while ago. Yeah, I had actually the batteries had died in this train, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember if it was like the cars, the remote, the blah 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 blah, the remote control car. Yeah, I think I had back in the day some of their 9 volt tracks. 'Cause I remember having them. So yeah, it took me a while to remember how to get the batteries out of the train, And I was like, "Oh man, no, it's not a charge. It's AAA batteries." And then I had to finally find some AAA batteries that were hiding upstairs because little one really wanted the train going for the game she was playing. Ah, see, I love the simplicity of the flowers in this one, or like the cityscapes. It's not what they're called, but the city sections. Their flowers are all like five things on one little bush, and these are nice and simple. So much easier to deal with. Yeah, they're the the car I have upstairs. It's a USB charge, of course, but then I like that. But then it's like, well, if you forget about it and you don't charge it, they're gonna have to wait to charge it. And I've been never good about having like rechargeable AAA, AA batteries. I just always forget to charge them, so I've given up on that. Little one did remind me next time we had gone to the store to get more AAA batteries for the train so that I always have them. Yeah, I mean, back in the 90s and 2000s, I used to have tons of chargeable batteries, and then it just became too much of a pain to keep up with, like everybody else. It's like, yeah, it's good for the world and all that, but it's just too much of a pain in the ass to keep up with. That's why the world is falling apart because we just can't be arsed to keep up with rechargeable batteries. It is sad but true. I'm guessing this, yeah, I think it goes there. At least we did finally get rid of the insane amounts of hairspray that most of us used in the 90s and 2000s. That one's too long, unless I did something else wrong. One, two, three, four, five, six. One, two, three, four, five, six. But it's well, okay, that's what I missed. There we go. That makes more sense. What was that movie? Um, Dazed and Confused. Um, there's a whole section in that movie with the kids using like bottles and bottles of hairspray before the party. Like, wow. Yeah, that's how it was. I knew those kids. I knew so many of those kids like that. Okay, but there's three sections here, but it's only showing two. Get something there. Hmm. Okay, I must have done something wrong. had to have done something wrong right here. No, it can't go there. It can't go there. Don't stick it there. One, two, three. Hmm. Oh, I see. This whole 2D to 3D kind of throws you for a loop every once in a while. Because it looks like there's one little spot, and these everything was supposed to be over one more spot. Man, dazed and confused. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, knock on wood. I'm 46 and my hair is doing pretty well. Unlike my grandfather, he he basically went bald when he was 30. There's pictures of him in in his 30s. He was a forester, or not forester, but he was cutting trees, and he's bald as he is now. I seem to have gotten lucky in that respect. I had a colonel when I in my first unit. We were about the same age. I was a E4, E3 at the time, and he was completely bald. And here I am having to get a haircut like every 3 weeks to keep it, the high and tight. He grumbled a little bit, just joking with me. Isn't what? Oh, thank you. I I, I try. I usually, even back when I was in high school, I kept like a medium fade. There was a little time when I was a goth when I had long hair down to the middle of my back. I miss those days. I mean, I haven't shaved for this is only like 2, 3 days. I'm a fucking werewolf. And back in basic training, they made me shave twice a day. I had to keep a razor on me at all time. And during lunch, if we weren't doing a field thing, yeah, I mean, I miss being able to have long hair. That's probably what if I still have hair when I get out, I'll grow it long again and be an old man with long hair. Yeah, there was one drill sergeant that she'd make sure I was shaved in the afternoon. I recently found some pictures of me back in my goth days. And my little girl, I showed them to her and she goes, "Daddy, that's not you. Boys shouldn't have long hair." Like, baby girl, you know, um, back then that was the style for my group. And the girls loved my long hair. And that's all I care. All I cared. I didn't say that to her, but that's what I was thinking. Especially the girl I was with for the longest time back then. She loved the long hair. And the LARP girls loved the long hair. Where is this one? I need a one by one. Where is it? It's hiding. There it is. Okay, pieces. When I say that I need you, you need to speak up and tell me where you are, not hide. Oh man, being young, I miss it. So, is this a bathroom? I was thinking this was a roof. I mean, this side looks like a roof, but then this looks like a bathroom. Interesting. Maybe her bathroom is on the top floor. Yeah, but this side of it has to be a roof. So I'm guessing the top floor is her bathroom. Yeah, and it has a big window. I mean, if you're as rich as the Adams, you can have whatever you want on your roof. Hey, no one's gonna stop them. I did explain to little one that rich people have whole homes that is just their vacation home, and that's what this is. She was wondering why it wasn't the Adams family house, why it's Morticia's cottage. I mean, like, what's his name? Crap. I can picture him. He's a singer. He's British. Um, man, Elton John. He has a house here in Atlanta, or had. I think he might have sold it. I mean, it was like a yeah. This is actually called Morticia's Cottage. I thought I saw it on here at one point. Yeah, okay. Maybe I saw it advertised as Morticia's Cottage. Because it doesn't have Gomez, but it has a friend of Wednesday's. And I saw something about in the show this friend goes to vacation with her at some point, but I haven't gotten um, quite that far in the show. I promised little one I would, so that we can start watching it again, so I can fast forward through the scarier parts. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. The we keep going from like 60 or 50 Fahrenheit to 70, and it's driving me crazy. Like, just pick a freaking temperature. I don't want to be constantly My sinus is constantly wanting to kill me because the weather can't make up its mind. Okay, I like these little swords. This is looking kind of neat. Okay, this little piece and another sword. I Atlanta, I can't decide what it is right now. I don't understand how this is supposed to work unless I put the wrong thing right here. Whereas that's kind of normal for Atlanta. Atlanta can't decide if it's a big city or a small city either. Ah, that's right. I used the wrong little piece. Ah, these little bitty pieces and my big ass fingers don't like to work together. I mean, if I had their kind of money, I'd have something like that in my bathroom also. All right, here when it stops raining, it's hot. Um, when I was in basic training was at Fort Jackson, which is in North Carolina. And I mean, the kind of the cool thing about basic is you get people from all over the world, mostly the country, but sometimes you get people from other countries also that are joining for citizenship. And most of these kids had never been in the South. And it's like the middle of summer, and it's like, 90 something in the shade, and then it starts raining, and these kids are like, "Oh my God, thank you, some rain." I'm like, "No, it just it's gonna make it worse." Like, "No, no, that's impossible." I'm like, that is what's going to happen. And as soon as it stops raining, the mugginess sets in, and it's 100 something in the shade. The South hates everybody and everything. That's why we have ants that bite you, because the South hates everybody and everything. This looks right. Something looks wrong to me. Something is wrong. I'm correct. Hmm. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I see it. I swear I have a working brain, really. It has to fit here somewhere. Somehow, I mean. These little side pieces, it's just not um, that easy to figure out what's going on with the side pieces. Because some of these pieces are, of course, a little differently um, engineered. It was kind of hard to see what was going on in the picture with those. I really think Lego does this so that some of these directions Yeah. Oh my God. I've been out there, especially in the field when it gets muggy. Oh, we were at this site called JRTC that's in Mississippi in the swamp area. And when the muggy set in, it was just unbearable. I've been out, when I used to work in the audio video and we're working in new buildings, there's no AC. Oh, and it's the middle of freaking summer. I think everyone should have jobs like that at some point in their life so that they understand what those jobs are. I think a lot of people would be better people, if they had to do construction work for a while. Yeah, with cold you can layer up. With the heat, no one wants to see me take my shirt off. I just think if like everyone had to do 6 months of construction work out in the heat, oh my God, you're more hardcore than me, man. I am a paperwork person and I'm fine with that. I've done it. I did it for a couple years. And I was like, man, I just can't do this forever. I mean, like all the politicians, if they had to do some of that work for a while when they were young, what was that book? Robert Heinlein, Starship Troopers, the book. Um, Everybody has to serve in the military for a certain number of years. And there's like no exception, even if you're disabled. One of the passages said, one of the lines said, we'll find you a job counting the hairs on a caterpillar. But if you want full citizenship, you do that service. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, most places didn't give you vacations or anything forever. Yeah, her bathroom is just on the top floor. Okay, here it is. So, and then, um, so the side with the clock. Okay, this side. I think this is how it goes. Question mark. Oh, there we go. I had it wrong. So yeah, it goes like this is when it's open, and then it closes, and that's the front. Yeah. I mean, I swear they do some of their directions weird just to make you think about it. right, which especially for the adults that want the mental exercise, I can understand that. So yeah, one more section, which looks like it's this section over here. That's their guest room. Oh yeah, here it is. It says Morticia's Cottage, right? I just couldn't see it in front of my face. So I love it. I mean, it looks really cool. The stained glass windows over here. Oh, there's a ladybug in here. Ladybug was trying to get on camera, I think, and I just broke the phone. I really love these kind of modular thing where it opens, it closes. I'm glad they're doing that. Like this, the haunted house over here. So I mean, it looks nice to sit as a decoration piece, but then it's easy to open up and play with. And if you want to change your decoration, I guess. So this one has a little more, has this little area here that gives a little flexibility as opposed to this one that's just open and close. I wonder why they did that. It's a interesting idea. It's something the good idea fairy actually came up with the good idea, probably. Probably just to give it a little more flexibility so you're not breaking it easily. Oh, I lost track of time. I should send send a message. Yeah, if I get on here, I should set a alarm, especially if it's time that I'm normally not on. Don't know why this still isn't perfect. This keeps moving on me. But hey, thanks for coming on. As, when I'm not normally on. I'm gonna get going here, and nice talking to you as always. If I can find my in stream thing. All right, well, I guess I'll be on here tomorrow.